my name is Dana Alison Levy, and I make books for kids. You might know some of the characters in my stories. Characters like Sam, Jax, Eli and Frog Fletcher, Sarah Johnston Fisher, and Theo Gustav. Today I want to talk to you about one character in particular, Theo. Theo is the main character in my book, It Wasn't Me.
Tell us about your character.
Like every character I create, Theo is a mix of me, my own kids, my sister, and other people in my life. Obviously, I am not Theo and he is not me. He is an only child, and I have a big sister. He is a boy and I am a girl. He is super into photography, and I am a writer. But in other ways, we are alike. School was tough for me, and like Theo, I learned to stay under the radar, learned to live with my aloneness, and pretend it wasn't lonely. Also, unfortunately, like Theo, I was pretty judgmental. Even as I hated being judged by others, I was sure I knew what they were all about.
How did you come up with this character?
Coming up with Theo, with his personality, his reactions, his sense of humor, was easy. I wanted him to be comfortable in his skin, and yet deeply uncomfortable having to open up and share his feelings with his classmates. It took one kind of bravery for Theo to hang his photos in the student gallery in the first place, but a completely different kind to take part in the Justice Circle and be honest with people about how much the vandalism upset him. I wanted to make it clear that he was trying desperately not to care who had vandalized his photos, but that of course deep down he really did. There were a lot of times as a kid and a teenager that I tried to armor myself by not caring. If I chose to be alone, if I judged other kids as unworthy of being my friends, maybe it wouldn't bother me so much to be left out. And like Theo, I wasn't miserable. There was a big world outside of school. Until the incident that starts the book, Theo's doing okay. He thinks he's fine. What I love about Theo, and my favorite thing to write about him, is that he really is a good person and a good friend once he gets the chance. He wants to like his classmates, wants to be compassionate and funny and curious, but he tries to seal that part of himself away. The Justice Circle offers him a path to open up, if he's brave enough to take it.
What made you want to become a creator of books?
I have always loved to read, and I think books for kids are some of the best, most interesting, challenging, beautiful books ever written. I can honestly say that the books I read growing up changed my life. I wanted to make stories like that. Even as a kid, I had stories in my head fully worked out, but getting them down on paper was the hard part. It took over 30 years from my first attempt, my second grade diary, to my first published book. I am lucky to have children's book authors in my family. My aunt, Elizabeth Levy, and my cousin, Roby Harris, are both successful authors. While there were no shortcuts to getting published myself, I was able to see them working, ask them questions, to understand that writing was a job, something you worked hard at and got rejected from, and kept pushing.
If you found a whale in your bathtub, what would you do?
Jump in and join her for a swim, of course.